Hey guys, Courtney here with Southern Owls. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be making a winter themed paint stick swag. This is a wreath that you're going to be able to hang on your front door or somewhere inside. So come along with me, come hang out. I'm so glad you're here. So we are going to make, this is a Christmas ornament. I'm just going to snip that jute right off of its little head. And we're going to turn these ornaments into wreath attachments. But I'm not going to use the items, the jute that comes with it. So you can grab these floral U-pens at Hobby Lobby. And I am going to dip these in my hot glue pot over here. And we are going to, I want these kind of popping off the side. So we are going to start threading that U-pin right through our ornament. And then once we get almost all the way down, grab something to, don't burn yourself, push that U-pin all the way in. And then I'm going to add a little bit more hot glue on top of the U-pin. You can use a hot glue gun if that is what you prefer. And we're just going to turn all of these ornaments into wreath attachments. So we're going to do the same thing. Let me put that over there so it doesn't roll around. We're going to do the same thing to this guy. I'm doing it more up towards the top because I want these to hang out of the wreath. I'm kind of just visualizing how I want it to look. Push that U-pin all the way down in there. Grab some hot glue and dabble it right on top of that U-pin. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing for the owl. Those ornaments, all of these that I'm working with right now were from Hobby Lobby. I did get them last year, not this year. Did get them in 2023. Okay, so we're going to jab this guy. Same thing with that floral U-pin. Thread that pipe cleaner through and then go all the way nice and snug. And then add a little bit more to the top of that floral U-pin. And then watch out for his fur. I know. We're going to stick him off to the side. It's going to be fine. That's the back of the wreath. Okay. So we are making our paint stick swag. So if you've been here for a while, you know I love to make these. So we're going to grab our 21-inch paint stick. You can grab these from Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, anywhere that sells paint. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab 5 pipe cleaners. And we're going to find the middle of that paint stick. And we're going to wrap around our pipe cleaner just like that. We're going to go down about 3.5 inches. And we are going to wrap around our next pipe cleaner. We're going to go one more time. Right down here at the bottom. And you want to make sure that your pipe cleaner is pretty even on both sides. Because we are going to be using these pipe cleaners to attach our deco mesh. Okay, so I'm going to spread these out just a little bit. We're going to add a little bit of glue. A little dab will do ya. Okay, a little bit of glue. And the reason I do that is I just don't want these paint sticks like sliding around later. So it's just for a little bit of security. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Friday. I hope you're ready for the holidays. Christmas is almost here. I'm pretty excited. We will go look at Christmas lights with my in-laws on Saturday. We're actually going somewhere pretty close to the house. For me, if you're new here, I live out in the country, so 30 minutes to me is pretty close. It's pretty close. Okay, there's the glue. Don't mind that. I put a little too much. It's okay. It's going to be fine. It's going to be covered by mesh. Okay, I had 3 pieces of this left. So we're going to use 3 of these, but we need 10 pieces total. So we are going to cut 7 of this. This is actually what they call fabric mesh. I love fabric mesh. It doesn't fray as bad as your normal deco mesh. It's really nice and thick mesh. So we are going to cut 7 of these at 20 inches. Okay? Okay, we now have all of our mesh nice and prepped. So this is 10-inch mesh cut at 20 inches. And we're going to use all of this color for the bottom layer. So there's 5 pipe cleaners, so we're going to need 5 pieces of mesh to fill the bottom. So I like to do the ruffle method. So you can see that our mesh naturally kind of wants to roll in on itself. Let me move y'all that way just a little bit. There we go. So I always like to use that to my advantage, and I like to flip it out over my table, onto my table. I like to make sure that it's tucked about 1 inch or 2 underneath. We're going to find the middle, give it a pinch, and then walk our fingers over to the other side. And we're going to keep the other side flipped underneath also. The reason why I do that, it just kind of hides. If it does start fraying, it's underneath the mesh. It's not like this. So it's just a nice finish edged. So this is what that ruffle is going to look like. And now we're going to add this right on to that first cable tie onto our paint stick. And I'm going to go long ways. So pay attention because directions will matter. So we're going to do the same method. Flip it underneath itself about 1 inch or 2. Find the middle, give it a pinch. Walk your fingers over to the other side. And now this one, we're going to go side to side. Okay? So the first one was up and down on the paint stick. And this one's going to go side to side on the paint stick. We're going to kind of fluff out our mesh just a little bit. And then we're going to move on to the next one. Do that same ruffle method. And we're not switching colors yet because I only have 3 of the poly jute with snowdrift. So I want to make sure that that is on top and that you're going to be able to see that snowdrift. So I always like to tuck my mesh underneath. I like to have it just really nice and neat. You can keep it out if you want. This is just kind of like, I don't know, it's a me thing. It's a me thing. I like the way it looks. Okay, same thing, that ruffle method. And then this one's going to go side to side. And we're just laying it right down into that pipe cleaner and then giving it a really nice couple twists because we don't want that mesh moving on us later on. Same thing. And then this one's going to go up and down. Up and down on our paint stick. Make sure it's really nice and tight. And then we are going to tuck that one underneath. So now we have our first layer of mesh down. Okay. Beautiful. So now we are going to incorporate the snowdrift. So I love this mesh. It's beautiful. I love these little, I don't know, little puffs. It just looks like little snowballs. I love that. So now, since we only have 3 of these, we're going to start attaching these next. So we're going to attach the first one to the bottom. And remember, we went up and down. So we're going to make a T and do this one side to side. we're going to do this one first because we have 5 sections. So it'll be snowdrift, regular, snowdrift, regular, snowdrift. So now it's going to be the regular, just our plain Jane tan. And we're still keeping with that ruffle method. So this one is going to be up and down. I like to do 2 layers when I'm doing these swags just to make sure that you don't see the paint stick. And we're just going to tuck this underneath because we want the snowdrift to be the main show, right? The featured presentation. Okay, so now we're moving on to the middle one. We're going to use the snowdrift because we're doing every other color now. Since I only had 3 pieces, that is why we didn't use it on the bottom. But it's not going to matter, and you'll see. It'll all look really good and cohesive. Now we're going to do the regular. Still doing, I'm sorry, are y'all shaking bad? Still doing that ruffle method. That is totally laying on my table. Laying it the opposite direction of the original. So this one's going up and down, and then I'm going to tuck it underneath that middle section. We want the snowdrift to be the main event. I'm just putting my cable ties up so I can see them for the next step. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so that's that with the second layer. See how it doesn't really matter that you only have the snowdrift on top. It's really the star of the show, and since it's laying on top, that's what you're really going to be able to see. That's what the back looks like. So I always like to hang them from this. I always say this is the top where it bottlenecks. So we're going to start adding some bigger elements. So I grabbed a very gorgeous but simple 1.5 inch ribbon, white and gold. I thought it was really going to look nice against our owl and our ornaments. And we're going to add in some greenery also. Make this very wintry. So I'm going to start off with, this is kind of what my plan is. I was thinking we could put the owl here and we'd have our ornaments kind of hanging out from side to side. So we're going to do a nice bow above our owl's head. I think that's what, or should we put the owl on top? Let's visualize that real quick. Actually, I kind of think we should put the owl on top. Okay, let's put the owl on top. Let's do a beautiful bow. We are just going to do 6-inch tails today and 5-inch loops. So we're going to measure at the 10 and bring them together. And we're just going to repeat that process a few times. So we're going to do 4 loops at 5 inches. And then we're going to come in, and I want a couple tails. So we're going to come in and we're going to snip that off at this. Oh my goodness, if my scissors, my scissors will go underneath the ribbon. They're like sticking. Okay. So now we're going to come right back in with that same ribbon. And you see how my tails are up and down? I want these to go side to side. So we're going to come in, we're going to lay that tail on the side, and we're going to measure, we're going to shrink them down just a little bit at the 9. So if you're using a bow maker, that's 4.5 inches, okay? So 9-inch, 9, okay? And then we're going to flip that ribbon around our thumb to do that beautiful racetrack loop is what I've heard it called. I don't know if that's the technical name, but it makes sense to me in my head. And then we're going to cut another 6-inch tail off. We are going to grab our cable tie, and we're going to thread that right through, right where we're holding our beautiful bow, right around. And before we tighten it all the way, we're going to slip that pipe cleaner right through there and then tighten it all the way. I don't know where my nippers went. There they are. And we're going to nip that right off. Okay, so now we're going to fluff out our bow a little bit. Move our tails where they want them, where I want them to be, where you want them to be. We're also going to make our tails beautiful. So we're going to fold that tail in half and cut up at an angle. And we're going to dovetail. This one looks a little long. We're going to dovetail all of our ends. Am I the problem? Is it me or is it the ribbon? I don't know. Okay. One more. So now we have a beautiful bow with our 1.5 inch ribbon. Simple but beautiful, right? Simple but beautiful. This is from Michaels. I didn't buy this. This was gifted to me, so I don't know when they bought it, if they still have it. I don't know the deets, but I can tell you it's from Michaels. Okay, so before I get this, I kind of want to play exactly where I want to put everything, and I'm thinking I'm liking that. So we're going to cut off these 2 pipe cleaners, the top 2, because we are done. We're not adding anything else. The top. We're going to boop, cut those off, and then I always just push those right back down into the wreath so those cable ties don't hurt us later on. I'm going to attach the bow first, and I'm kind of going to go not right on top of the second section, but just a little bit above it. Not really halfway though, about 1/4 of the way up. And we are going to thread that pipe cleaner through our mesh. Fabric mesh is always harder to go through, so just be patient with me. There we go. And the other side, there we go. And then we're just going to twist this right around that paint stick. Twist, twist, twist. And we're going to snip that off, push that down, and then later we'll add some hot glue so that metal doesn't scratch our front door. Okay, now we got our bow in. Beautiful bow. Kind of move our tails around a little bit. That center loop, just get everything adjusted. I do always use wired ribbon just so we can move everything around and it stay in place. Okay. All right, so now we got our beautiful bow on there, and I left just a little room up at the top to squeeze our owl in. Okay, we're going to go a little bit above the bow, right through the mesh. I'm using the mesh as a tool to make sure that my products don't sink down into the wreath as well. It's a really good barrier, a base, to make sure that all of our items that we're putting on top of the wreath stay sitting on top of the wreath. Cute. Same thing, we're just going to twist this around the back. And we're going to, oh, I poked myself. I'm okay. And then we're going to snip off the rest. Ooh, that just gives you chills all the way up your spine. If you know, you know. Whenever you accidentally, ooh, stab yourself. Oh, that's a splinter. I thought I did that with the, hold on, let me get this out. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness. Never have I ever. I don't think that's ever happened. I just, right off the side, I can definitely see now where that is a little jagged on my paint stick. So be careful, guys. I'm okay. That definitely sent chills up my spine, though. Chills up my spine. Okay, so now we got our cute little guy on top. I'm going to fluff those little things out. He looks so happy up there. He looks so happy. Okay, so now I'm going to add in our ornaments. I want to add in all of our big stuff to kind of just gauge where I want to start filling in with a little bit of ribbon. It's not going to be a lot of ribbon on this. Going to definitely play more into adding in that greenery to make all of this white that we're adding onto it right now pop even more. So I'm just adding in these ornaments now, one on one side and one on the other. Hold on, that thing got glue on it, so it wouldn't go through the mesh. Oh my gosh, that's silly. Okay. Is caught on just a little piece of our mesh. There we go. Okay, and I'm just going to twist this around. I'm going to thread it through and then twist it around itself. And I will add a little bit of glue in just a second to the ornament as well. So we got one down there. We're going to put one right in the middle on the side. If you're new here, I'm so glad you found me. Be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to have you here permanently. I drop tutorials right now every Tuesday and Friday. Okay, same thing. We're just going to twist around that mesh. And then I'm going to find the nearest pipe cleaner, thread it under, twist. This one's a little long, so we're going to cut off that extra and tuck it. So now we have our, oh gosh, this is going to be so cute. So cute. So I already know I'm not going to add ribbon here, so we're going to cut off that cable tie. I'm going to leave that, but I know I want to add, I think I just want to add in right here. I'm going to leave it. I'm unsure. I think I just want to do just a few tails right in the middle. These are going to be 12-inch tails, and we're going to do two. So 2 strips at 12 inches. Those are called ribbon tail boards. If you haven't seen them before, you can get them on Etsy. They come in, that's acrylic. They come with wood as well. So I'm just going to take these and find the middle and give it a pinch. I'm going to do it with both pieces of ribbon and just make a T in my hand. And then pinch those and add them right on to that cable tie. Give it a twist. And then we're going to fan out those tails. And the good thing, since it has the wire, we can definitely play with it and arch them. All right, we're done with this. So we're going to cut off that pipe cleaner. Yep, I love that. Okay, I'm not adding ribbon to the bottom. So we're going to cut off this cable tie at the bottom. Enough ribbon for the wreath. So now this is where the fun begins. We are going to start adding in some flocked greenery. So for this one, I picked a flocked eucalyptus. Just some green leaves that have been flocked. We're going to add in some fun pine cones and a little glitz, white glitter eucalyptus. So I'm going to start with this one first. These were from Joann's last year, so I don't know if they have them this year. It is a pusher. It's a little hard to get all of it up with the flocking. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Not going to lie, but I pre-cut them, so it hopefully won't take too long. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start at the top, and I'm just going to start adding in some greenery around our owl. I'm going to dip it in my hot glue pot over here. This is a Sure Bonder hot glue pot. I got it on Amazon. I believe Hobby Lobby carries them as well. I love my hot glue pot. And I buy my hot glue in bulk off of Amazon. All right, and we're just going to put one on one side of the owl and then one on the other side. Adding in some of that greenery. Then we'll add probably one right above his head. Be careful with your owl because he does have fur. We want to make sure that we don't get this cute little fur glue all over it. Oh, I am totally smushing my bow. Don't pay attention to the bow right now. We'll fluff it out, okay? We'll fluff that bow right out. Okay, so we're just adding in some greenery going down the wreath. Oh my gosh, sorry, my OCD. Oh my, I gotta fluff the bow. The bow has to be on point. Okay, we're gonna add in some greenery around the bow. And whatever I'm doing to one side, I'm going to mimic on the other side. Just kind of keep this base greenery nice and even. And we're just going to start going down the wreath. Sorry, I should have pushed these up before I started filming. Okay, I paused y'all for a second because I felt like I was wasting y'all's time. Okay, we're going to start adding these down the side of our swag. I pushed them all up, so hopefully we're good to go. So we're going to just kind of stick some in between the mesh, popping out, because we are going to add another element into the wreath, another greenery for texture and layers. You want to make sure too that wherever you are putting your greenery, that everything is hidden. You know, when you push this into the mesh, that it's not coming out. You're kind of pushing it down into the mesh at an angle so your stems aren't showing. And whatever you do to one side, try to mimic the best you can going down the other side. That'll just kind of make your design, keep it symmetric. Also, when you're working with your glue pot, make sure that your glue's not too hot. Make sure that you're always kind of playing with that temperature gauge. You want your glue pot to be the consistency of honey. So pretty thick, pretty thick. You don't want it too runny. Mine was a little too runny in the beginning, but I turned down the temperature. I think we're pretty good now. I don't love what that was. Okay, so now we have our base greenery all the way around. And now we're going to come in with some more texture. So I'm going to come in with this eucalyptus next. This is also what I would call like a base greenery, because what I want to put on top are the pine cones. So it's kind of how I look at my greenery. Like what greenery do I want to be showing the most? Is it the greenery with the pine cone? Is it greenery with berries? So that's how I choose which greenery I put on the base of my item. Oh, okay. There we go. So I'm just kind of going in between the spots where I put the first initial greenery, and now I'm going in between those. This eucalyptus is really nice. It's going to add another texture element and bring your eyes to another focal point on your wreath. And I'm just trying to stick them pretty much in between where I laid that initial greenery. But still staying underneath the mesh. Always make sure you're sticking it underneath that mesh. Here, I'm probably gonna skip that. I might put one. Let me put one on this side of the ornament. I think that will work. I'm going to do the same thing and mimic this side. Don't worry about the bow. I'm worried about it. I know you're worried about it. We're going to fluff it at the end. I keep on messing with it and moving it. It's going to be fine in the end. So this is just another inexpensive way to have a cute swag. Kind of drives cost down a little bit using the paint stick versus an evergreen base. And it's not as long as your typical evergreen base would be, so you won't use as many products. What is going? Let me cut. What do you see that? What kind of leaf is that? Typo. Okay. Like, that looks funky. Okay, let's get this over here. And then I think what I want to do is kind of have this, yeah. Ooh, do I want to put one of those in the middle too? I do. Okay. We're going to add one more underlying greenery underneath those tails. I do want to do that. And then we're going to put this eucalyptus shooting out in between like that. Beautiful. Okay, let's fix that bow. Even though I'm going to be messing it up again. Don't worry. We'll fix it again. Okay, so here is where we're at. Adding that next element in. So now what I want to do is add in these pine cone picks that we pulled. And how many do I have? I know I don't have as many. And this is all I have is this pick. So I have to make sure I use them sparingly. So we'll put one above here because I think that will look nice. Mm-hmm. Yep, that looks nice. We'll put one below it. I'm not loving that mesh popping up on me. Excuse you. Rude. Okay. And then I think I want to kind of mainly focus some more down here, coming out the bottom. So we'll put one on this side. And we'll put double. Put this one on this side. But I think we're going to add in another one of these random branches with it. One on this side. Add in a little random branch with it to give it a little bit more texture down there. And then I think I want to put, yes, one over here, popping out. And then we might break this one up. I think we will. Put this guy on the other side. I feel like maybe I need one, yeah, sticking out up here. And then we'll put that extra branch coming out to balance that little pine cone out. I'm loving it so far. Hopefully y'all are too. And then, let's see. I don't know. We might not add these because I'm kind of liking this green vibe. Let me add just a few and see if it really needs it. But I don't think it does, my Owlettes. I don't think it does. You never know unless you try. Never know. No, I don't think so. I think I like just the pop of white with the bow and the ornaments. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's take a look at her. My bow bowing. Do I need to fix it again? Oh, yeah. That's adorable. Okay, let me move y'all up. Ready? Here we go. Don't pay attention to the mess behind me. It's a hot mess back there. I have not put Christmas up. It's on the to-do list. It's on the to-do list. Oh, I love this. I think it turned out really, really cute. I'm actually obsessed, and I actually don't know if I'm going to list this or just keep it for myself. I'm so bad. Okay, let's flip her over, gently put her down. Gently put her down. And normally what I do, I'm not going to use this one because that's the owl, but the first initial pipe cleaner that we put down in the beginning, I just loop a pipe cleaner around it and give it some twisty twist. And that is now our door hanger. That is how we're going to hang it on our front door or on our wall. And then what I like to do is I like to go through here and add in that hot glue wherever there's a random pipe cleaner sticking up. And you can totally use a hot glue gun for this too. Add some around my door hanger. Okay. That's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. The bow's going to be smushed. Don't judge it. Oh, it's not bad. Okay. See, it's not bad. It's not bad after being laid down on a table. Okay. How'd y'all like this one? Did you like the winter? Did you like the winter swag? It's cute. It's cute. Guys, we're really going to be moving on to like Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Mardi Gras. Would y'all like to see more paint stick swags and those themes? I'm thinking yes. I think they'll be cute. And then we'll do some fun little cute designs along the way. Thank you so much for being here today. I truly appreciate every single one of you. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited that you are here. If you want to become an official owlet, you can do that by subscribing to my email list on my website, which is www.thesouthernowls.com. Just put your email address down at the bottom and you'll be subscribed to my email list. I do an email blast about once a week, and it's just to inform you whenever I do a YouTube tutorial or if I have a collaboration coming out or anything like that. Oh my gosh, I gotta hide it back there. That is a hot mess. Don't look back there. That's a hot mess. We're just gonna focus on the swag. Good Lord. Okay. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. If you don't watch any more tutorials from here now until Christmas, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. And I can't wait to craft with y'all again soon. Bye, everyone.